Hi everybody, it's Paula Nutting, your musculoskeletal specialist, and I'm very, very proud that I can introduce to you today on our podcast my very good friend from, used to be Canada, still Canadian, but actually living in the States right now, in the throes of COVID, Eric Brown, who shares my birthday. So Eric, how are you?
Happy birthday, birthday twin.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
No.
You're one of my few birthday twins, so it's very exciting.
It is amazing to have two people that are 24/7. So anyone else that's out there that's a
24/7.
Oh, you go 7/24, don't you?
Yeah, we go the opposite way, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's better. I think it's better to say 24/7. Eric, you've been instrumental in actually assisting me through my business career in setting up my business pages, my social streaming, my website, things like that. That's where I first. That's actually where I second saw you. First, I saw you with Australian Massage Therapy Association, one of their conferences over in Cincinnati, I think it was, when you were going through World Massage Conference, which is a long time ago.
2008.
Yeah.
That's when we first met.
How long have you been in the industry? Tell us your backstory.
Yeah, I've been in the industry since graduated from massage school in '89 in Canada. And massage at that point in time, people think that massage has been around like this forever, but really it's just in the late 80s that it really started to take off.
Yeah.
And so I sort of rode that wave. I had a private practice. I had multiple multi-therapist clinics in Toronto, Canada. I taught at a number of colleges. I met David Palmer, who does the father of chair massage.
Oh,
and,
okay.
In the early 90s as well. And was immediately converted, drank the Kool-Aid. So I did chair massage big time in Canada. One of the first doing it there, did it with every major corporation you can imagine, IBM, Dell, Kellogg's, all major banks, hospitals, and started a massage school that taught specifically chair massage.
I never knew that. I never knew that. That's amazing. So I've just put us on this kind of distance. That's so incredible. That was one thing I didn't realize about you.
Yeah, so a lot of people here think that I started chair massage, but I'm not the father of chair massage. I'm the son of chair massage.
Yeah. So
David Palmer really is the one. And then I'll just briefly talk about the technology side, because I know this is something you might want to talk about. Is I recognized early on that therapists didn't have the skills to run their businesses, market their businesses, and run their businesses. That became very obvious after I opened my massage school. So I really focused on that, and I ended up doing a lot of traveling and touring and teaching on business subjects. And then when my son was born in 1999, I decided I couldn't travel anymore. I wanted to enjoy my son. So I put all my stuff online, and the web was brand new, of course. Like the browser only came out in 1995.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I thought, maybe in like 5-10 years, maybe there's going to be enough people on the web that I can sell something and make some money. But it was an immediate success, and the web did become something.
Yeah.
And so I've been enamored by the technology, given sort of my entry into it. And so I did podcasting, pioneered podcasting early on, like in 2006 with Massage Therapy Radio. Nobody knew what a podcast was, so we called it radio so that people had some kind of clue.
Yeah.
And that morphed into World Massage Conference, which is the largest virtual conference in this profession, and probably some of the largest conferences generally on the net. And so I've been very much, involved in the online world and recognize its importance in terms of reaching people, marketing to people, and, establishing yourself as an expert or as an authority.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that was, you were, so that radio podcast, that morphed into the World Massage Conference with Melanie Hayden and Scott Dartnell, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, because I remember presenting some of those. They're still accessible, aren't they? Some of those. I think it's been bought over by.
Yeah, we sold that last year to ABMP, the Associated Bodywork and Massage Professionals in the U.S. And they're making it freely available to all their members, and non-members can access the presentations. Yeah, we did about 400 online presentations or workshops, and you were included in those too. Thank you very much for your contributions.
Yeah.
It's always great to have you there.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So any therapists that are actually watching this, if you go into the ABMP,
abmp.com.
American Broadcasting Massage Profession.
Nobody remembers what that stands for.
So ABMP, look it up because you'll get some great content for you if you're doing further online studies. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think they have. You'll have to visit their site, but I think they have an associate membership that you could get in Australia, and you get access to all of those resources they have, and have just incredible resources.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. What did massage look like before 1985, 87? I didn't realize you're actually been in the industry a little bit longer than me. I'm quietly jealous.
Well, you know what? Massage, since massage through most of the century didn't exist until like the human potential movement in the the 60s and the 70s in particular, with the stuff going on at Esalen, and massage was really seen as a human potential, as part of the human potential movement, not really as a medical service. And here in the United States, or North America, I'll just say North America generally, massage has been associated with prostitution and massage parlors.
Yeah.
So in 1985, the biggest organization at the time, which was still very tiny, which was the American Massage Therapy Association.
Yeah. They
changed their name, a couple times in the 80s. Once from the Association of Masseurs and Masseuses, and then they changed it to the Massage and Therapy, the American Massage and Therapy Association, and then they dropped the "and" out of their name, so it became just the American Massage Therapy Association.
Yeah. And
this was part of a movement to associate massage with therapy. That was their positioning. So they figured if we become part of a healthcare profession, as allied healthcare professionals, then we're going to have more. We're going to be more respected, and the profession will grow. Yeah. And it did work in part. I don't know if the positioning was entirely the right way to go in hindsight, but from that point on, we saw an increased growth, and it really was exponential through the 80s and 90s, like that.
Yeah, those words, masseuse and masseur, it's almost, you cringe, massage therapist, remedial therapist, medical massage, that kind of have that slight, we don't like that because we have that historic connotations of the sex industry, which is unfair on the sex industry because they provide a very good service, but that's not our service. Yeah, so it's not where we want to be.
And on my certificate from the government, I'm a masseur.
Yeah.
So and I haven't been in massage that long, 30 years, or just over 30 years, but that was what we called ourselves. So massage back then was a little bit different. I was in this movement where we're medicalizing massage more, but our massage school was a little loose in terms of what we might call ethics today. It was just because it was just not. It was sort of part of counterculture rather than accepted mainstream.
It's really interesting. I was just thinking that you were saying before that because you started the chair massage and had all that. How does chair massage look like? For depending on what time you're actually listening to this or watching this, COVID-19 is we've had the first wave in Australia, and we're just getting a second wave starting in America. It's really quite severe, as a lot of countries. Chair massage now, how would that go in corporate work?
I'm not sure, but you know what? It's almost safe. It's almost safer than doing work in your office. And in an office, you're usually in a small room. You're sharing that airspace, an enclosed airspace with someone else, and that's really where the risk is. It's sharing that air. Yeah. When you're doing chair massage, you can do it anywhere. You can do it in a big conference room. You can do it outside. You can do it in the lobbies. There's in my mind, it's a less risky
Okay.
endeavor to do chair massage than it would be to do cable massage in a closed room.
And that's a really good point, because maybe, you know, it's about how do therapists now navigate the space where we've now got social distancing and all of the fears that are warranted in providing safe, ethical, responsible treatment. And I suppose that's a big reason. Well, I hadn't actually thought, because I don't do external treatment. I just work from my home clinic. But having the opportunity to do chair massage is a great value, because you can, as you said, get into conference spaces and treat like
you
that.
Walk outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's people who haven't done massage chair courses. Have you got a course that? Do you still have courses? Do you have a skill?
I have a book online. You can find it on Amazon.
Yeah.
For massage techniques. But we are, as you know, we've just launched Massage Mastery, which is a publisher of digital textbooks. So very multimedia rich. So I'm just in the process now, just was working on it this afternoon, of doing the final work on a chair massage technique course, or textbook in this case. But textbook in that it is very rich multimedia, has lots of video throughout. So that might be a place shortly, probably by the time this podcast comes out. It'll be available at massagemastery.online.
Well, that's fantastic. Massagemastery.online?
.online, yes.
Yeah, it's just we had a quick glitch, and I want to make sure that people could hear that, because that's where we're going, aren't we? Like, if we can't have a bunch of students going into a small school situation to learn, then they have to find other means to get their knowledge to become massage therapists. So,
yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and you know, bless you.
Thank you.
So you know, the massage profession is very low tech. Like, you know, what we do now, you know, we could have done 1,000 years ago. Really, you know, this is our technology. And we've been some of the slowest adopters of technology. And maybe about 10 years ago, I developed what I called a concept for blended curriculum, which where you do part of your learning online and part of your learning in class. You know, part of it is easy to do online, or actually easier to do online.
I think easier.
Hands-on skills is kinesetic. You still need a coach to help you out with that kind of stuff. So, you know, I explored the idea then, but it was just too early for this profession to move into it. And then last year, Anne and I decided to, you know, revisit it and explore it, and felt like it was about time. And it just so happened to coincide with the pandemic. So this is sort of forced schools to take a look at that, you know, that issue of, you know, how do I teach remotely? You know, what resources are available, and there's really not a lot available, and you know, what exists in terms of online textbooks are really all text-based. They're basically just the textbooks that publishers have taken and just put the text online. And that's not an effective learning vehicle, and it's not making the most of, you know, the benefits of you have in terms of using the web. So you know, the books we've developed, of course, Anne is an incredible instructional designer, so it's built on instructional design principles, but also is incredibly interactive, people engaged. You know, it's lots of multimedia throughout it. So even things like terminology, it's you know, instead of a list of terminology, you know, you have to flip cards. There's things you're involved, you're active through the whole process. I
was going to ask you that. What's some definitions or examples of being interactive? Because it's hard to imagine interactive and online, because there's so many boring online.
Oh, absolutely.
Modules.
Absolutely, and I understand why people avoid trying to learn online. It's just been done so badly in the past. So for example, like, you know, you've so many people have gotten our Preventing Disease Transmission in a Massage Practice book. You know, at the end of each chapter, you get these interactive exercises. So for example, you might have a case where you are given a scenario, and you know, you're asked questions about this scenario, and you decide, you know, what action is the appropriate action to take with this particular customer or client. And in doing that exercise, you get immediate feedback and whether you're right or wrong, whether whether you're on the right track. Things like that.
Yeah, okay, because that engages different parts of the brain, so you're actually going to learn better, I expect, because you're actually not just doing visual.
Yeah, and of course there's a huge use of visuals, both static visuals, images, and then a lot of video throughout as well. You have the ability to take notes, like right within the platform. So if you're on a particular page and something really strikes you want to remember, you click the take notes button, and you can capture that information while it's there, fresh in your mind. You don't have to run for a pen and paper. And the other thing is you can do it anywhere. So if you're taking a bus on the way to school, you can read your lesson on your phone.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so it's actually a textbook that's going to get used because people stay engaged with it. And I'm surprised, with preventing disease transmission, disease is not really a very exciting topic for first release for us. But I'm just amazed at how many people get through all that material, and it's because it's chunked in little bite-sized pieces that they can do anytime, anywhere, and it's engaging, and people get through, even without having to do it as a student. These are professionals that are doing it. They're getting through the entire book, which is I'm very pleased with that.
I would be too, because it's a very dry subject, and therapists don't really think about the mechanics of disease, but I suppose it's socially right there right now, so that's the value add to it. The urgency behind it is the knowledge, and also just to show their clients and patients, this is the proactive steps that I'm taking to ensure that I'm trying to keep you safe in my clinic. And
that's really important, like talking about COVID and what you can do. I've seen a couple studies come out, one by Green Shield, which is an insurance provider in Canada, another one in the US, I forget who sponsored that study, but in talking about consumers going back into healthcare using allied healthcare professionals like chiropractic, massage, physiotherapy. They really want proof that they're going to be safe in your establishment before they step back in the doors. So you definitely need to communicate that in as many ways as possible, and certainly having a certificate on your wall saying that you've completed a course in preventing disease transmission is one small pice of that. But you need to communicate with people that you are knowledgeable. You should be knowledgeable, not just the appearance of being knowledgeable. You need to be knowledgeable.
So true. So as I said earlier, that you're part of my girl crush fan with you was that your knowledge on how to get businesses set up on the website stuff. Have you got any things that you can offer therapists that are new or dealing with COVID, how they can market themselves that is relevant and safe on their websites or in Facebook or in I don't know.
Yeah, so the pandemic certainly brings up the issue of using technology in a more effective way. So I think it's a wake-up call for all massage therapists. Again, we tend to be a little bit low tech. We have to get with the program and meet people where they are now. And so, what would I recommend? Well, definitely everybody needs a website, and I'm just shocked at how many therapists still don't have websites. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I think of them as brochure websites, just the basic information, but some way that people can find you online if they're searching for you. So that's the very least you can do. The second thing I would suggest therapists do, there's two foundations in web marketing. One is having the website, another is having an email list. And I know people think that email is dead. It doesn't have a lot of value, but it still does. If people log into any service, they have to do it through their email account. It's not very sexy. It's not as sexy as social media. It's utilitarian, but it's important to people, and people still use it. And by developing an email list of your clients and being able to communicate with them through an email list, you're in control of that communication, and you're in control of the way the messages you have are conveyed. You're not in control of Facebook. control of Instagram. They could shut down your account at any point in time. So, I'm not a big fan of building other people's businesses. I'd rather build my own. So what I would suggest for all therapists is start collecting email addresses, get permission from your clients to send them information and start communicating on a regular basis. Because most clients that stop seeing you don't stop seeing you because they don't like you because your massage is terrible. Yeah. They stop seeing you because there's so much going on in their lives, and they just, they get out of a routine. Maybe they skip a treatment because they're going on a little vacation, and then, they forget about you. Yeah. We're all forgettable.
Unfortunately.
So email is just a way to stay at the top of people's minds, and will really help improve your client retention, which is a place where I think most therapists need to put more focus.
Exactly.
Getting new clients is much sexier. Staying with the one that you have is a little more work, maybe not as sexy, but it's going to be better for you in the long run.
How often would you send emails out to you? What would your advice be with your client list? What's too much?
I don't think most massage therapists don't have the time to do too much. So, even sending out on a monthly basis would be fantastic. Yeah. If you can connect with your audience or your client base once a month and let them know you exist and you're there to serve them and can give them news on what's happening in your practice.
Okay, so content quality.
Yes, like you can't have, it's like any writing. Like it's just you can't be. They say you can't be too long, just too boring. So same with email correspondence. If you're delivering content that's valuable for people that they're going to appreciate, then they're on board. They're gonna keep following. Yeah. If you are entirely self-serving, deliver nonsense messages on a regular basis, they're going to drop you. They're just not interested. So you always want to deliver some value for them in that correspondence.
Yeah, that's great tip. Really good tip.
And the other thing that's with emails getting decreasing rates of opens and reads, because again, people are busy, they have lots on their mind, lots going on, so if they don't see it as urgent, they're less likely to open it. But I think a place that therapists could focus on, I'm not sure how this works in Australia, but I know it works in the US and Canada, are text messages. So you can do broadcast text. People can sign up to receive a text instead of an email. Okay. And one thing I've suggested to therapists for ages, because it's just so effective, is just at the end of every week, just send a reminder email, or if you decide to do it in text, because text will have almost 100% open. If you communicate with people through text. Emails, you might get depending on your audience, but maybe a 20% open rate.
That's interesting. And is it easy for therapists to set up that text? Because we do have it in Australia. There's I can't remember what it's, clickbait. That's not clickbait, is it?
No, that's not clickbait. No, there's text broadcast services. So if you just looked, I'm sure if you looked in Australia online on Google and looked for SMS broadcast.
Okay, so SMS broadcast, guys, that's what you want to be looking at. So.
Yeah, and they're like the email services that exist. They're easy to set up. You basically put your details on their site. They give you a little embed code that you put on your site. Yeah. You can enter their phone number into, and they're set up in the system. You just log into an interface, write out your message, and that gets sent to them through text. So it's all permission based, just like. Yeah. But the thing that I do suggest, I've always suggested this for therapists because it's just so effective, is just every Monday morning, send an email to your list and let them know what appointment times you have available. And you can either offer a discount for booking in those particular times, or just state the times. You're going to get people's attention in either case. So if there's appointment times that don't fill up typically in your week, maybe daytimes, maybe your client base, are office workers, so they're pretty much busy from 9 to 5, so they're evening and weekend people. Well, send out that email saying, I have these appointments available during the day. List a half a dozen time frames you have available, and I'll give you a 20% discount for people that book these today. And you're almost always, if you send out that email, you're almost always guaranteed to get, at least a few bookings from those from your clients that receive that.
Yeah.
And so that's a really simple thing to do. It doesn't require it doesn't require coming up with any content. It's just, here's 6 appointment slots I have available this week.
Yeah.
You can either have them at a discount or not at a discount. It'll work either way.
I remember you doing that, showing us that in when we set up the BizWorks 101 or whatever it was. And I started writing video content. I was doing newsletters beforehand, but then I started really getting involved in newsletters. And at the end of the news, and I was actually sending that every Saturday. So, because I have no life, well, I had no life. So at the end of that, it would have, hi guys, maybe a couple of little techniques with some video links to them, or just some photos of, if you've got arthritis of the hand, this is some movement exercises that you do. And then at the end, it would always have next week's availability. And I'd always send it out at 8:30 on Saturday morning. So it would schedule through Timely, I think it was, or get MailChimp or one of those. And clients would say to me, I'm waiting on Saturday morning at 8:30 to see that email, to see what times you've got free. So I know it works because I would get these text messages from people. Is Tuesday at 4 still free? And I go, go in.
It's amazing. It's the simplest thing you could possibly do, but it works. And the other thing that you did, which was good, is you tell people what you do, because I'm sure every therapist gets this. You have a client come in and they've been coming in for relaxation massage, let's say, and they say, my husband has back pain. Like, can you do anything for that? Or my sister-in-law is getting headaches. Like, can you do anything for headaches? Like, they have no idea what you do. Yeah. So by putting up a little notice of, here's what I do for treating headaches, you're educating people in terms of the scope of your practice and how you're able to help them, so they can sort of self-identify into these slots that you're giving them. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And try to be consistent. That's the one thing I found with them, is that people, if they see it, you become a habit. You become something that they're familiar with. They go, oh, that's coming. I had a funny story. I had a lady that I used to do tutoring for my son, and my email is Paula at PN Hands On. And she had back pain for ages, and I said, I can help you with this. She said, oh, but I thought you only did hands.
Anyway.
Exactly. So people have no idea unless you tell them.
Yeah. So really funny. They're great tips for therapists to use. Really, really exciting ways that you can think about expanding your work, because right now it's quite tricky for therapists to. I don't know what it's like over there, but right now people are terrified about how close is too close. What can I do? How much time do I allow for the work? Yeah, but definitely staying in touch with your clients. Again, they want to know that you are in this particular time where we're dealing with COVID. They want to know what you're doing, and certainly, it would be worthwhile to communicate with them even personally. Just give them a call. Give each of your clients a call, and believe me, they will not hate you for calling. This will not be an interruption for them. They'll appreciate that you took the time to give them a call. And just say, how you doing? I just wanted to check on you in this difficult time. As you can tell them what your circumstances are, whether you're open, whether you're planning on opening, what you plan on doing, and just say, is there any way I can help you, through this time? Yeah. Just a nice, friendly call. Yeah. It's just going to go a whole long way to building that relationship, establishing trust, and again, just keeping you at the top of their mind. Yeah. They really need that emotional support right now. The pain, the studies where they talk about social isolation and pain are actually quite strongly linked. So the more distance people are from community, the greater their pain reception is. So that it's another good value add to be able to just check on board with you, especially if you're not actually working, just to actually have the conversation. How are you? How's your wrist? Or your back? Have you thought about doing some lumbar rolls? Have you thought about, like, give them a little bit of home. It doesn't have to be paid home care, but just a little bit of actual consideration and care. That's, most of us are that kind of person anyway. That's why we are.
Exactly. We care about people, right?
Yeah.
I hope.
Is there any way to teach therapists online kinesthetic work, do you think?
You can, to a certain extent. You know, you can learn techniques online. It's not ideal. You know, in person is always preferable.
Yeah, I know you worked a little bit with helping Eric Dalton, who I interviewed a little while ago. Amazing human being. Like, I love anybody who says that they've been a drummer in a band and motorcycle rider and massage therapist, and he's done so much. Like, his journey is amazing.
He's an interesting dude.
So cool, so cool. And I always think he looks a little bit like a very, very thin Colonel Sanders. Like, he's just kind of got that look.
Oh, he'll love that.
In the nicest way, Eric. In the nicest way. Because his stuff online is cool. There's technique work through there too. Yeah. Yeah,
and you know, again, you know, given the alternative of not being able to learn from somebody as masterful as Eric Dalton,
yeah.
You know, because you can't come to an in-person workshop. And he doesn't do a whole lot of in-person teaching. He does, you know, does his one American workshop every year, and then he does a Costa Rica event. And now he's starting to develop some other instructors that are, you know, are traveling internationally.
Yeah.
For those people that you know, can't necessarily access his workshop. So you know, given the choice of being able to learn online, or you know, his techniques and his approach, or not learning it at all, far preferable to learn online. Than not having these techniques.
I know that.
And the techniques are, I have to say, his techniques are relatively, in terms of there's not a lot of risk for harm with these kinds of techniques, and they're relatively simple. I don't want to say that they're simple, because they're not.
No.
But the understanding behind them and how you apply them is, you know, requires a lot of critical thinking. But the actual hands-on technique themselves are relatively simple. So you can definitely you know, learn and walk away with some strong skills just by doing that online.
Yeah, I think so too. I've seen a lot of his work. You know, that slow compression, myofascial work, muscle energy techniques. They're things that, once you understand the methodology behind it, that you've just got to work out your pivot points, etc., or you're starting your anatomical landmarks, and then it's fine. Similar to the work that I do with the Chapman's reflexes or the neurolymphatic points, it's easy to find like, once you worked out where the assessment points are and the strength testing, it's actually, the actual technique application isn't so tricky. It's not like we're doing something that takes a lot of intuitive palpatory skills. It's like, there's the point, that's what you do.
And it depends on how the information is taught too. So with some of Eric's videos, for example, like, he has you know, basically he's doing the techniques on a glass surface, so you can see what his hands are doing underneath the table.
Wow. Okay.
He does overlays in some of his videos, so you can, you know, understand the underlying structure. So, you know, there's a lot that educators can do to sort of enhance that technique learning that's just not being done. You know, we see the example of a lot of bad education out there.
Yeah.
So it's up to us, you know, to elevate sort of the standard there and give people a better online learning experience.
Yeah.
So you know, contact people that have taken the course and find out what the experiences are. And you know, for educators, it's you know, like yourself, it's really you know, up to you to build a trusting relationship with for potential customers. And I'm a real advocate for just giving stuff out for free. I mean, show them what you do. And I know you do a lot of that online. You do a lot of videos for professional members. You've been involved in things like World Massage Conference. You're doing these kinds of video broadcasts, that just demonstrate your expertise. And so that people can come to understand, what you do exactly, the level of expertise you have, and they come to trust you and can make a more informed decision. And if what you do for free is good, then certainly the paid stuff is going to be excellent.
You would think so. So
I hope so.
Maybe in the definitions of what's offered, if it just says 25 PDF files and not much else, not much, can contact me with regards to assessments or ongoing, then they're probably things that you would think, well, I may not be getting the interactive experience that I'd expect, versus online learning and multiple ways of learning. So there might be auditory, visual, and manual, written, with capacity to be able to, like you said, write notes, things like that, so that you know that the experience is going to have more value to the therapist that's doing the course. That to me sounds like things that they'd like to. But I do love what you said about the look up Google reviews or Yelp and find out what other people have said about the courses.
Yeah, be nice. Well, there's a job for you. There's what you can do. You can have an educator review site that you can create.
Yes.
For somebody, anybody listening to this should start that and set that up.
My baby is trying to do mentor-mentoree, so I'd love to have some way that the collective global touch therapists could have the capacity to say, I'd love to have a space that's safe that I can ask people who have got that mentor capacity, people who've been in the industry for a long time. So that's kind of where my heart kind of is leading to. Versus, but the other one's much more smart. I think I'll leave that to you, Eric. Tell me, online dog. What's the thing you do with Scott?
Scott was my partner. Dogcare on Air. Dogcareonair.com. Yeah. So Scott, who is my partner at World Massage Conference, when we sold World Massage Conference, he's always loved dogs and has wanted to take this concept that we had for World Massage Conference, translate it to pet care. So he wanted to run a Dogcare on Air conference, and it was so we did that last year. Yeah, we did some road trips, did lots of video of interesting stories of people that whether they're mobile vets or people that took care of deaf dogs, or vets talking about different aspects of pet care, like weight loss for your dog. So we did a little road trip around the U.S. Filming people, and had people in this kind of format as well online, and so he launched that. That's his baby. Okay. But I helped him with it, so it was very successful, and lots of great content, and just a lot of people love dogs.
Now I get it, because I couldn't quite get it, and I was invited to his Facebook, the Dogcare on Air Facebook group, which I'm in. I was like, but I haven't been really looking into it. But now I get it, because they're your fur babies. So it's a vehicle for people who have like dogs, that they want to have resources to help the dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people, I don't know how things are in Australia, but here in the U.S., like there's 80 million dogs as pets in a country with a population of 330 million. So there's a lot of dogs here. My neighborhood, like every house has a dog. Wow. And people love their dogs. So it was a conference that gave people information they needed to take care of their dog through the life cycle of their dog. From puppies to issues around dying and grief and stuff like that.
That's cool. Okay, so if you have a dog, your fur baby, and your massage therapist, then jump on that. It's Dogcare on Air. Look up Facebook groups. Dogcare on Air, I'm thinking, is the name of it, and then they can go a little bit further forward with that.
Yeah, and I think I believe all those presentations are still freely available online.
Yeah, yeah, that's very, very exciting. I'm just wondering, tell me about your books, because you were saying that you've got 5 bestsellers. The chair massage is going to be one of them, yeah?
I sold Bodywork Biz, which is my my business and marketing
the one I love.
company, or I shouldn't say sold it. I closed it up about 5 years ago, and I just had so much content that I created over the I hate just to shelve all this and it never be seen again. So I started putting it into books that I published on Amazon, and so I have I think I have 5 books that are published. They've all gone to the #1 bestseller status on Amazon here in the US. So you can go to bodyworkbiz.com and see a list of those, or just go to Amazon. Well, yeah, it might be harder to find unless you know what you're looking for exactly on Amazon.
Yeah, go to Bodywork.
Yeah. So there's 60 Clients in 60 Days is the best-selling book that I have, and it's been one of the most popular courses I've ever offered.
Yeah,
and it works. The books are super cheap because I'm not reliant on them for my income. Just want to have that information out there, so you can get them really quite cheaply. But if you're going to get any book, I would suggest starting with 60 Clients in 60 Days.
Yeah. The 101 business skills, I think, was that all the one that actually teaches you as a new therapist to get your website up and all that. That for me was absolute gold. And I agree. Any therapist out there, if you're sitting here listening to this on Facebook, get up, get a piece of paper, write down, today I will look up how to set up a website. There's GoDaddy, there's
Oh, it's just so easy now. There's just so many services out there
that are free.
And some of them are free.
Yeah.
So it's just a no-brainer. Just do it. And there's simple interfaces that help you through the process.
Yeah. They're not hard to do at all. They're not hard to do.
Yeah. So absolutely get a website up.
Yeah.
It's no excuse. Just take what you have in your brochure and put it online.
Yes, because most people don't like, if you do paper drops, if you're still doing paper drops, you're wasting your time and money, in my mind, because I found that the return on investment of having paper printed and walking flyers to different letterboxes just isn't worth the time and the effort.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not a great. This is what I call a high touch profession. It's like you need to develop relationships. You need to develop trust, because these people are going to get naked for you and let you touch them all over in a closed room. So you need to have a relationship. It's a little flyer in the mail is not going to do it.
No.
Yeah, so you need to find other methods besides doing a mail drop.
Yeah, and you can.
And the 60 Clients in 60 Days.
Yeah.
I just want to push that, just because it's just, even if you don't like marketing, it's the most simple technique for people to build their practices fast. And you literally can get 60 clients in 60 days. That's sort of the goal of this.
So how do they?
You don't need any background in it at all.
Okay. So can you give a couple of examples?
Sure, absolutely. I can tell you exactly how it works.
All right, sure.
Like you want to get the book because we don't have time to do the whole thing here, but essentially you're giving out gift certificates, free gift certificates for a sample massage. And basically, one of the things that I do is I just take techniques that work in other industries and figure out how to apply them to the massage profession.
Yeah.
So we've all been in grocery stores, and I'm sure this is the same in Australia. You have the sample lady at the end of the aisle. Would you like a taste of this? And the people that try that are very likely to purchase some of your product. They've had a direct experience with it. Now they know what it's like. And the thing to think about here is that once you adopt a brand, or once you start using something, that takes a lot of inertia to get to that point where you change your behavior to start using another product or start using a service like massage. Once you're there, then it's pretty easy to keep going. So these companies rely on what we call lifetime customer values. You recognize the customer's not going to just buy once, but they're going to buy multiple times over their lifetime. So, I remember getting a shampoo sample. This was way back in the 90s it was the Dove brand shampoo.
Yeah.
And this is when they sent samples in the mail. I don't know if they still do that now. And I'm still using that shampoo today. Like I've used, every year, like I buy dozens of bottles of that soap and shampoo from that brand. So, I've been worth thousands of dollars to that company for them sending that little sample. So the idea with 60 clients in 60 days is to distribute gift certificates and not full hour massages, just half hour massages. The people that are going to use those are the ones that are most inclined to use massage on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it overcomes that initial inertia of taking some action. And the important thing here is that it's positioned as a gift certificate and not as a coupon. Because there's a huge difference in positioning in people's minds. It seems, people say, well, why don't I just offer 50% off, instead of offering a free half-hour massage with an option to upgrade, to an hour for X number of dollars. The dollar amount is the same.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. The dollar amount is the same, but the position in people's minds, the value of a gift certificate compared to the value of a coupon is completely different.
Yes.
So we really position them as a gift, and these have to be handed out either personally by you, or you go to people of influence. So, for example, maybe I would go to my accountant, at tax time, and say, you know what, I want to help you out. If you can help me out, I'm willing to give you, 100 30-minute gift certificates. Normally this is worth $3,000. I'm going to give it to you at no cost. But here's what I expect from you is that you hand these out to your customers, personally, or if you're going to send them a letter, send it out with a letter with a personal note. And they have these gift certificates will have short expiry dates, so people have to take action quickly if they're going to take advantage of it. And then the possibilities of making money come in a variety of ways. So people say, how can I make money giving massage away for free? Well, you know what? You have to pay every client. There's always a client acquisition cost.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what method you use. If I send out my mailers and it costs me $500 to send out mailers and I get 5 clients, then my client acquisition cost has been $100 per client. And I need to make that up over time. With this, the only investment you have, really, there's no hard cost. It's just a half an hour of your time. You have several opportunities to make money in this. One is you need a system to get them coming in on an ongoing basis, which again, I cover in the book in more detail. So you have the lifetime value of the customer. On that first visit, we always make an upgrade offer. So you can upgrade this to a full hour for only $30 more, or whatever you want to charge. We find very consistently that 80% of people take up that offer. So that means if I charge $30 for an upgrade, and 80% of those people upgrade, then I'm making $24 for my hour massage. So I'm making money. I'm not losing any money. I'm actually making money on that first visit. If you look at it that way. And the third opportunity to make money is through gift certificate sales, which I think is really underrated with massage therapists. They've experienced what it's like to get a gift. They might not want to get massage for themselves, but people are very much inclined to buy massage for other people. So we also do a gift certificate push with that initial visit. So there's multiple ways that you can make money by what seems like giving away massage for free. And I know massage therapists have a lot of resistance to that idea of free, but if you look at it objectively and look at the numbers, it works. And people have I've been blown away with the results that people have had when they follow the system. Don't try, like, this has been refined through my own practice and through all the thousands of people that have taken it. Initially I had people report every week for those 2 months. They had to send me detailed reports. And you know, the results are pretty astounding.
Yeah.
You know, if you follow it exactly, don't try to rig it in ways, you know, that you feel more comfortable with. It's simple enough to do. You're going to be successful. You can build a full practice pretty much in 2 months.
Wow, that's fantastic. So that's really good feedback for people who are brand new or people that have moved to different locations. Because, you know, we get a lot of transient people who kind of go, well, I'm now in a new state or a new city. How am I going to develop this? Because people will not travel. Like, you'll travel half an hour or so for a good therapist, but you won't travel 4 hours for a new.
No, unless it's you.
Unless it's, of course. Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely? If they loved you that much.
Yeah, so yeah, you're absolutely right. It's great for massage therapists that are just starting out in practice. And the thing too is that there's a side benefit. It just builds your confidence. You know, when you're seeing lots of people, you know, when you're just sitting in your office waiting for someone to come in, you know, it's demoralizing. You know, you don't get to see the results of your work. So you think, you know, you start to feel bad about yourself and your work. But, you know, even if you're seeing, you know, 10 people for free or 20 people for free in a week, you know, you're seeing results. You're getting this positive feedback saying, oh, I love you. Will you marry me? You know, I feel so much better. My neck pain is gone.
Yeah.
You know, and something, it reminds you of the value of your work, and you're much more, your confidence improves just to go out there, because you know, now you understand the value of your work in a really visceral way, which you don't when you're not seeing anybody.
That's a really good point, Eric. That's like, and I've spoken to a couple of therapists like Ed Lark, and a couple of other great therapists, and they've all said the same thing. Don't be fixated on making the dollars when you first start out in the industry. Make sure you get enough times where your hands are actually on people, even if it is for free, because you're building up a body of knowledge of these learning palpatory skills. So that's, I keep forgetting that that's such a big point, that people kind of might lose the point of the touch versus the outcome that they get from it.
Yeah, and therapists get into that cycle. You know, they have no clients, no money, no confidence, so they're not, you know, willing to do what it takes to promote their practice. And again, it just repeats the cycle: no clients, no money, no confidence, and you got to break it somewhere. Yeah. So just break it at the no clients link. Start getting clients.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always ask everybody one question at the end of these, and it's about, you know, you've been in the industry for a lot of years now. What would this Eric, if he was to roll back to 1986, what would he tell the young Eric? What pearls of advice would he give you that would help you through your journey?
Yeah, well, I've had a crazy wild ride in these 30 years, and you know, I've enjoyed it all. It's all been an incredible learning experience. So, you know, one of my favorite quotes is from Miss Fizzle from the Magic School Bus Show for kids.
Okay.
And I might have it in Australia, so some people might be aware of this. But her thing was always take chances, get messy, make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so you know, I would definitely give myself that advice and follow it. The other piece of advice I would give myself, and you know, I was guilty of this at the beginning, is just not taking action. Again, just waiting for things to happen, not being proactive enough in my life. So you need a plan and you need to take action. So, you know, just do it. I love Nike's slogan. Yeah. Just do it. Take some action. Do something. You know, it might work. It might not. But if you don't do anything, it's definitely not going to work. Yeah. So
get messy.
Get messy. Take chances. Make mistakes. You know, it's either going to work and you're going to be happy about it, or it's not going to work and you've had a learning experience and you're going to know what to do better next time.
Yeah, so true, so true. Well, Eric, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time. I'm going to
put some of those
links to your bodywork biz, and also to massagemastery.online, so that anybody who wants to get in and get their hands dirty into some of these courses, they can get especially the chair massage interactive stuff, because that sounds fantastic.
Coming soon.
Good luck with your journeys on everything. Thank you so much for being part of the action, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been great talking to you again, Paula. You take care.
Thank you.